Satoshi and Latios. Alright, hello. Yes, Man, the penultimate episode of Pikachu and Ash story. And also, the Pokemon MTB and Pokemon Master, episode 10. So it is the penultimate episode to this series. But I meant it more of Ash and Pikachu's story over the years. I will say it feels very weird that they're deciding to end it on what I assume is going to be like a two-parter of Ash trying to save Latios. Yeah, I mean, I will say that this Pokemon aim to be a Pokemon Master has been very disappointing to me. It just feels like a filler of a normal season, which I guess is kind of like, that's the Pokemon thing, like a bunch of filler. But I would say that this have felt more like the bad filler, not like the good filler episodes, but more of like the bad filler episodes overall, which has been sad, especially since, come on, this is the last, This should be filled with everything from Ash's story. Pretty much the only thing we've really gotten has just been Kanto wanking. Like, yeah, Kanto is a part of the episode, is a part of the story, is where it all started, but it's such a tiny amount compared to everything. While Pokemon aim to be a Pokemon Master, that has basically been like 93.7% of the entire thing. It's kind of like, I wanted more. I wanted them to fix some loose ends here and there over the story. Wanted Ash to meet his companions again. I wanted Ash to interact with all the Pokemon he's caught more. Show that Ash actually cares about his own Pokemon. That he actually spends time with them. That he, works with them. They haven't shown that. They've shown that, Ash cares about wild Pokemon. Okay. What about his own? I mean, okay, we know Ash cares about Pikachu. And all the other Pokemon, who gives a fuck? Oak, you take care of them. So, yeah. I mean, I guess in this case, Go is a better trainer than Ash. So, because Go seems to at least care for his Pokemon. Yeah, this Go is immediately after the last episode. Which, man, I assume that's probably the last Team Rocket-centric episode, and not very well, not very good. Okay, so, I mean, why do you need to return your Pokemon? Huh, Ash? Let them walk. Let them run. Give them some exercise. And is Hawlucha and Infernape the only two Pokemon you have with you, other than Pikachu? Probably. And it's showing him why it shows him. Because you've shown that you truly care about Pokemon. I mean, you know that, Ash, come on. It's a volcano! I guess Latios is showing Latias where it is. They really should have had the Pokemon Hunter from Gen 3. She should have come. Wait, was it Gen 3 or was it Gen 4 she was? Pokemon Hunter. I don't remember her name. But she also had a Salamence. Was her name Jade? Zazandra. Okay, so that is Salamance's Japanese name. Maybe they knew that that Pokemon Hunter, that female one, is too good for this series. So they decided, let's use the budget version, this male one. Because that's what I feel about this show, like this Pokemon, I to be Pokemon Master. Okay, nice. Okay, you know what? Maybe Team Rocket's gonna come back together now. Okay, good. We're getting the continued story in this episode. Okay. I thought they were gonna ignore Team Rocket until the very last episode. Oh, and Jesse got the balloon. It also would be fun if they now, like a last joke with Wobbuffet, they realize that the blue part isn't actually Wobbuffet. It's basically what they think is the main body of Wobbuffet. It's actually just the tail. And that little black thing is the actual animal thing. That would be fun. Like Jesse has like a heartfelt moment with Wobbuffet, and then Wobbuffet just turns around. I would think that was funny. They're like, holy shit, all these years, and we've basically just been talking to, the balloon part. Because I think that is how Wobbuffet is actually in the games. Like, the black part, what would you think is the tail, is like the main body. While the blue part is basically the tail. Oh god. Alright, well, Latios managed to get away for now. And is healing itself, or himself, I guess. Oh, he doesn't ride on a Salamence. That is a Hydreigon. Alright. So even more of a budget, even though I actually really like Hydreigon as well. I think I'd prefer Hydreigon over Salamence as a Pokemon. Even though I do think Salamence is better than Hydreigon, but I think they're very close. But Hydreigon might be like a millimeter or two above Salamence. Okay. Misty looked very weird right there. He's doing Zen headbutts. Come on, Pikachu. Should have let Latias tank it. To truly show, I mean, I understand why Pikachu did that. Like, fuck you, we're here to help you and you're attacking us. I don't give a fuck if you're, like, afraid or lashing out, Send out your other Pokemon, Ash. Make them talk to him as well. Boom. Alright, that looks like Dragon Pulse. Good hit, Hydreigon. Alright, and then Crunch. Oh god. Oh, it also makes sense he's using a Hydreigon against them. You know, they're Dragon Psychic. And he's smart. He's like, attack the Pokeballs so that they can't come out. Throw out your other Pokemon, Ash. Come on. Don't just use Pikachu. Use all of your Pokemon. The way they're squirming. And I think this is also what's called, that hopefully he's only doing this for like profit, or maybe just for his collection. Like, I think there's been too long since we had a villain that isn't just world domination and stuff like that. Like, no, let him just be, you know, the classic villain. Doesn't have to be like a world-ending plot. Get away, kid. Man, it would be a good thing if you had other Pokemon with you, Ash. Too bad you only have Pikachu. Right, yeah. That device still works the same. Other fact, they become a little bit more metallic this time. I think, if I remember last time, they became a bit more rocky. Because I think I remember Meowth getting hit by one of these things in Gen 3 or 4. Don't actually remember. I don't remember if May was there or if it was Dawn. Well, at least Brock is throwing out at least one of his Pokemon that isn't, you know. I mean, it is going like, I would say the episode overall is fine so far. It's actually fine. But man, it bothers me so much that Ash isn't using any of his other Pokemon. Like, okay, finally. Oh, Swallow! Hello! Oh, I've missed you. Are you gonna send Swallow alone? Pikachu, knock him out. Slap him with a what's it called? Metal tail. No, wait. Iron tail. There we go. So it stings a bit. Whoa, be careful of those Spinneracks, alright? Fuck you, Latios. I prioritize those Spinneracks above you. And Brock's Steelix is very fast. Oh god. Like, oh, let me just put my hand right there. Good job, Swallow. Swallow's job was more just delay him Use your speed. Okay, thank God. I thought Ash was gonna be like, good job, Swallow. Come back. Like, fuck you, Ash. Swallow is your only good Pokemon at the moment. Oh, go fuck yourself, show. Okay, this episode is trash. It's shit. Man, I hate this episode now. Fuck. But, I mean, okay, they can't show any other Pokemon than Pikachu doing something good for more than, like, a scene or two. They have to only let Pikachu do well of Ash's Pokemon. Or of any of our main heroes' Pokemon. You know, the only one that matters is Pikachu, so okay. How do you know that? How do you know that, Brock? Is that what happened with the other hunter from Hoenn or Sinnoh? And maybe he remembers. Oh, alright. Maybe they become lighter. It worked. Man, Swallow's voice sounds very weird in the Japanese. You pieces of shit. You destroy my glasses. I don't look as good without my glasses. Good job, Hydreigon. Actually, I'm on the Pokemon Hunter's side. I'm rooting for the Pokemon Hunter. You know? Good job. Don't be a fucking idiot. Get your testosterone in check. Well, you only have Pikachu. No other Pokemon anyway, so... Go Pikachu. Oh wait, is he actually... Well, that's not gonna work. It's a dark type. But maybe he's not using it on Hydreigon, he's using it on you. Alright. Well... I think it would have been smarter, like it would have been better for the story there if he used Psychic and then got, that's not gonna work. He's like, well, I'm not using it on Hydreigon, I'm using it on you. So he throws the trainer off Hydreigon so that Hydreigon like looks where his trainer is and then he uses Aura Sphere to hit Hydreigon instead of what they did. Like, why did Psychic blind everyone? If that's the case, use Flash, you know? I mean, what are you thinking? Why do you just run and get towards them? Okay, so this seems like it's not actually a two-parter as I thought. It's like a one-part thing. Please don't arrest me. I promise I won't do it again. Okay, I actually never noticed how much bigger Latios is compared to Latias. I always thought they were like the same size. But, well, I guess this Latios and Latias is a nice crotch shot. Have a bit of a bigger difference to them. And Ash, you shouldn't be afraid to not be like a weakling to Pokemon. If a Pokemon is a piece of shit to you, like, okay, you don't necessarily need to be a piece of shit back, but you don't need to be like 100% forgiving. I hope so. That's it. We should have had at least one whole episode of Ash with his mom. That would be great. Maybe Ash with his mom and Oak sitting down, eating, talking. Then maybe they have a Pokemon battle against Gary, because Gary's there as well, like a 3-on-3 or 4-on-4. If they're too lazy to animate like a 6-on-6. Because fuck me, this is the last of the Ash and Pikachu story. Oh, you. Alright. It is canon! The movie is canon! Alright. I mean, obviously that is to make us, because even I went like, holy shit! That scene there at the end, that was amazing! So that they're ending on like, scene. But it doesn't make, like, it good. Even though I will say the episode overall, if I were to give it a rating, a 6 out of 9. Like, above average. But the episode kind of made me like root for the Pokemon Hunter. Like, please win. Like, I prefer you over the other people in this episode at the moment. Yeah. I mean, I guess Infernape and Halucha, they got like a few seconds there at the beginning before he threw them into their Pokeball, so makes sense that Ash didn't use them anymore. Like, come on, Ash. In situations like this, go all out, But we'll see. Hopefully the last episode is a 40-minute special, maybe. Because, like, there's so much, like, that needs to happen. Okay. So is the last episode gonna be the episode where Ash actually cares about his own Pokemon? So we're gonna get one episode of that, and then he's gonna meet Gary. Okay. So a little bit more canto wanking, but I mean, that's kind of like what I feel about this episode. Is meh. Now, the episode itself is fine, like, but you have to think about it not just as this individual episode, but as an overall arc. Not just on this little mini-series that they're having, but as the overall arc of Ash and Pikachu's story. Is this worthy of being the penultimate episode of it? No, not really. And if we're gonna think about this, because they were trying to be like, oh, you see, all the episodes led up to this. Oh, okay, so we had a bunch of fillers trash in the last, 10 episodes. Even though some of, like, 2, I think I've enjoyed 2 out of the 10. Well, actually, if I include this episode, I think I enjoyed the Bayonet episode. I enjoyed the very first episode, and then I enjoyed this episode. Okay, so 3 out of 10 episodes. 3 out of 10 episodes, I would say I enjoyed. I thought were good. the rest of the 7 trash that we got led up to this. And then we got a little bit of Team Rocket, like, man, I don't know, like, because you wouldn't be able to fit. Because they wasted 7 episodes. So it's kind of like, they must be doing this on purpose, right? They must be deliberately making it trash so that you don't have as high expectations going into the new show. That must be what they're doing, right? They can't be that incompetent otherwise. I'm gonna say that is what they're doing. And maybe they're putting more effort, like all their effort, into the new show. Because, man, I really hope the new show is good. And I do think that maybe they will be able to make the new show good, because hopefully they're doing just completely new shit. So that they're not, you know, they can just try new stuff. They can have new dynamics. I hope so. Like, please let the new Pokemon show be good, because, man, have they fumbled Ash and Pikachu's story since, well, actually, I would say since Black and White. So I do think, for me, the last like truly great Pokemon series was Diamond and Pearl, you know, Generation 5. Not Generation 5, Generation 4. Generation 5 was Black and White. That is where I think that where it started to degrade. The show, that is. I'm not one of those people who think that X and Y was great. I do think it was slightly better than Black and White, but I still think it was terrible. Like, X and Y to me felt a lot like Journeys, in a sense. In the fact that, the only 2 Pokemon Ash used in X and Y they actually got to do anything was basically, God, I was about to say Krogunk. Oh God, Greninja, there we go, and Pikachu. The rest of his Pokemon are like meh. And then I think, well, I actually really enjoyed the little girl with the Dedenne. I think she was probably the best companion out of that group. And I actually teared up a bit with her episode when it came to the Tyrantrum episode. You know, with the dinosaur one. Like, please let her capture that one. You know. But then how it ended, I actually got a little bit teary-eyed. I think that is probably my favorite episode in X and Y. I think that is like a masterful episode. I do think, though, that Serena, terrible, trash character. But why am I bitching about X and Y? So yeah, I mean, guess we had 4 generation of good Pokemon. Gen 1, I was about to say 4. To be fair, the Johto Gen 2 wasn't good. I mean, if I'm gonna be fair here, I think Johto might be the 3rd worst of the Pokemon. Man, when this is over, when this season is over, I'm gonna have to do a ranking, like a tier list, because I mean, I've watched pretty much every single Pokemon episode, and not like so far back. Like in 2021, I decided to start watching. No, was it yet? Either 2021 or 2022. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna watch every single Pokemon episode. So I went back and started watching every single one. And that was in 2021, and then in 2022 is when I started watching Journeys, and now we're here. So I have all of that in my mind. So yeah, we'll see, man. Like, as an overall show, I think Pokemon, it has its highs. God damn, it has like its very high things. But man, the lows are also super low. Overall, I would say it is good. I just think it's that overstayed its welcome. You know, the Ash and Pikachu thing. Like I said, I think it should have ended in Sinnoh. So we've had how many years? Like 3, 6, 9, probably 12 years, of like degradation from the very high. But yeah. Am I looking forward to the last episode? I mean, just judging by the little snippet we saw there at the end, I feel like that last episode might be what I've been looking for when it comes to this show right here for the last 11 episodes. Sadly, we're gonna probably get all of that good stuff in the very last episode. Kind of like, I should have done it for all of the episodes. This should have just been a completely nostalgia trip of Ash's complete journey. But, oh well. I mean, if the last episode is good, then it's good.